I'm Gia Ferrari, and today I'm going to show you how to achieve a classic Gia Ferrari mug. Gia Ferrari is known for having big eyes, no brows, a nice subtle lip, and a nice deep contour with purple undertones. So stay tuned so you can watch me go from an average Joe to an average Jane. Alright, so I went ahead and glued my eyebrows off screen because there are 1,000,001 tutorials on how to glue down your brows. I like to use the glue stick method. So whatever works for you, whether it's glue or any other type of application, go ahead and do that. And now I'm gonna get what I like to use, actually the super white. I'm putting it in one of these old like air spun containers, but it's super white by Ben Nye. And I'm just going to really press that onto my brow. So once my eyebrows are set, I'm actually going to go ahead and prime my face. So I actually use this NYX Professional Makeup Shine Killer. Put it on my nose and all over my face. Alright, so for foundation, I actually use this TV Paint Stick by Krylon. I use the color NB. I'm going to go ahead and just apply it liberally on my skin. As you see, it's not really my skin tone. It's fine. I don't really care. I'm not trying to look like myself. So I apply it on my neck, just all over, just a little bit near my ears because I'm gonna like blend it up into my ears. So once your foundation is set, I'm gonna use a blending sponge to just go ahead and blend everything out. Now this is a little moist, so I go ahead and blend it around. And as you'll notice, I actually do one base color all around my face because I use clown white for my highlight, but I don't like it to be too white. So I go ahead and just blend this all, and then I put the clown white over, as you'll see in a bit, over my foundation so that it's not as white. I go ahead and use the clown white by Mayron, or Mayron, I don't know how to pronounce this. And I just go ahead and use my finger and dab it around, and with my finger, I put it right here in the highlight areas. So I put it under my eyes on this cheek area, both sides. I put just a bit above my upper lip, the tiniest bit on my chin, and then I put some right here in between my eyebrows, and I bring it down into my nose, the bridge of my nose, which I'm gonna highlight and contour later. Now once you kind of have it on kind of haphazardly, I just go ahead and use the same beauty blender, and I use the pointed edge to go ahead and just blend that into the rest of my makeup. Alright, so once you feel like it's as blended as you're gonna get it, you're gonna go ahead and set that. So I actually like to use Airspun, which is either the grandma powder. I use translucent extra coverage, and I just use a big powder puff, and I just set that all around. Go ahead and just go on in. Now you wanna make sure that you're as blended as you want, because once it's set, it's not moving anywhere, mama. So once you set your translucent powder, just go ahead and dust off what you can, just, you know. And if you noticed, I actually didn't contour with the foundation stick because I actually don't really like to. I prefer to just go with powders. So I'm gonna go ahead and contour now with powders. So what I actually use is this Beauty Treats Face Contour Palette. Now I like a nice straight edge, so I usually use like a flashcard or a credit card or something. Today I am using this dog licensing information for my parents' dogs that I had to pay. Now when I contour, depending on what the kind of look I'm going for is how my contour is going to be shaped. So today I'm going for a more snatched look. So I'm going to start from the top of my ear right here, and I'm going to point it down right toward the corner of my mouth. And I go ahead and just in circles kind of just go in. And I'm not going in like really deep because later on in my makeup I'm actually gonna deepen the contours with like purples and things like that. So it's just kind of to outline where I'm gonna be putting everything. Now aside from my cheeks, I also like to contour here around my temple. I have a big head, so I make sure that I just, you know, make it look nice and petite, neat, and ready to eat. Now after doing my cheeks and my forehead, I actually like to kind of connect right here. So I just get into my sideburn area, and I kind of just blend those in together so that it kind of goes seamlessly. And of course I'm also going to do my jawline. I'm not too big on like how to shape my jaw. I just make sure that I just go around the edges and down into my neck. It doesn't really matter to me whether I like to make my face more circular or more whatever. It's just, you know, I'm just a drag queen, just putting makeup on my jaw. And finally, last but not the least, I'm gonna go ahead and contour my nose. So I use this smaller fluffy brush, and my nose I've always struggled with because I have a big nose, so I need to make sure that I kind of make it as skinty as possible. So I kind of just go down and just kind of gauge where it's gonna go. Make sure it kind of like starts wide and then goes a little bit skinnier. So I usually like to end it right here. So I just fill in the blank right here. And I bring it up kind of a little bit into my eyebrow because when I start my eye contour, I'm gonna base it from there. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and highlight all my highlights with powder. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab this super white once again, and I'm gonna go ahead and with the super white, I'm just gonna get under my cheeks, right here where I want the brightest white. So once I'm done with my cheeks, I actually kind of pull it right into the upper lip. I don't want to go straight on with the white on my upper lip because I want to be more subtle. And then I'm also going to go into the center of my forehead. And then from there, bring it down to my nose. So once I've applied the super white, I actually go ahead and use Honey Beige from Airspun. And this has a slight pink undertone. And I like to use this one right here under the contour line. Bring it down. And bring it on the other side. I go right here, just a smidgen, and that's pretty much it. Just this bottom lower half of your face. I don't like to go super white. I like to have this pink undertone. Now after those are set, I actually go back to my translucent extra coverage. And because I'm gonna be doing my eyes and I'm gonna be using a lot of eyeshadow, I'm gonna make sure that I want just a powder to be there to catch the eyeshadow in case it falls onto my cheeks. So I get quite a lot of this translucent extra coverage, and then I set it right over the white. And I actually go over my nose also as well. Apply it liberally. Alright, so before I start my eyes, I actually like to curl my eyelashes. And I go ahead and just get right in there and put them in and just do that. So now I'm going to use this Cara professional makeup palette that I think I got in downtown LA. I have no idea where, but it was like maybe $10, $15. I'm going to go ahead and use this black right here. And what I actually like to do, I like to trace out where my eyeliner is going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and use this black right here. And I start right here at the corner of my eye. And I actually point it straight up because I like to be really snatched. And I just go up to where the top of my eyebrow is, my real eyebrow that's glued down. And for this look, I'm actually gonna go a little bit higher than that because my eye's gonna be really big. And now I'm gonna go here in the inner corner of my eye and I'm gonna cover my entire lid. Alright, so once that outline is kind of in on both sides, I go back to my contour palette that I use and I go ahead and I just kind of outline where the bottom of my crease is going to be. The top of my real eyebrow is going to be the bottom of my crease. Alright, so once I'm done outlining like where my crease is going to be, I'm actually going to go in with the color. Now since I'm doing a gold look, I'm going to go ahead and use this yellow. I'm going to go ahead and go right here where the crease is and just follow it along and just add that yellow. Alright, so once I kind of have that yellow set down, go back to that black that I used to outline my liner. And I'm just going to use this same sharp edge, start from the end over here, and outline the bottom of my crease, which I connect to the top of my liner. And I like to start right here on the outside so that I can get the darkest parts out here, and then slowly diffuse it down into my nose contour. Alright, so once you finish the black of your outline, I'm actually going to go back in with the same Cara Cosmetics, and I'm going to use this deeper yellow than the one I used for my contour. And I'm just going to go ahead and go inside of my crease like this, and this is going to be the base for my gold glitter. And this one's not as pigmented, but I just like to have something on there so that when I put the gold glitter, it kind of picks up that undertone of the yellow. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is, I've actually never done this with this product. This is an e.l.f. kind of like glitter eyeshadow. I'm going to go ahead and use this in my crease. Normally what I do is I'll put the duo eyebrow or eyelash glue, and then I put glitter on top of it. But I'm going to use this as a base for the glitter. So like I said, I've never used this before, so let's hope it works. But I'm going to go ahead and just put that into the crease itself, under where I outlined everything and over my eyeliner. So just put it in liberally. And I can already feel that it feels a little bit wet, which is what I want because I'm going to go ahead and put the gold glitter right on top of it as it's wet. so that it sticks. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this gold glitter by Jade Cat called Rockin' the Night. And I'm gonna just use my finger. I just use my middle finger to pick it up, and I'm gonna go ahead and dab it right onto where I just put the wet eyeshadow. And you can already see it's already picking it up, which I really like the way it's coming out. So I'm already really loving the way that's looking. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other crease, because mama, oh, it's starting to look so good. Alright, so once that glitter is set, I'm actually going to go ahead and just fill in my liner. So we're going to go ahead and just pull it out and just start filling in the entire space where you outlined it. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is do the bottom liner. But I go down here and I go in the bottom of my waterline, and I just bring it up into this top part of my liner. And you can see I kind of already messed up a little bit, but who cares? I just fill it in a bit and I pull it up right here. But what I actually like to do, and it's something that I consider to be kind of like a signature Gia look, I get it from about here, and then I just pull it up, and so there's like a space. Oops, I already messed up. So once I have the black set, I actually have an Italia eyeliner in white. And what I like to do is use that to fill in this negative space. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill in this area right here. So I go ahead and pull my eye down a little bit and just fill in this space. And then this space that I created right here with the two separate, the liners, I'm just gonna go ahead and fill that in with white also as well. And I go all the way to where the ends of the eyeliner are. Alright, so now that I've gone ahead and done both sides, I'm going to go ahead and go back with the black powder with this angled brush and just start darkening this crease that I made. But I like to get like as close to the glitter as possible. And once I lay this black back down, I'm going to go ahead and use one of these fluffy brushes right here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and get that yellow that I was using to just kind of blend in both the black and the yellow. Alright, so once the top crease is set, I go ahead and use the same black eyeshadow I've been using, and I actually go ahead and go into the bottom liner right here to kind of just blend out that liquid liner that I use in the bottom, just so that it doesn't look like just like this weird kind of janky line. I'm gonna go ahead is I'm gonna use this white like concealer that I have. It's a really cheap one, and over the white liner that I applied, I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of just fill in, and it just makes that white pop just a little bit more. Alright, so once I finish with that white concealer, I just go ahead and finally go back with this angled brush, and I just go ahead and dust off all that was already baking. Alright, so for my lips, I'm gonna go ahead and get a brand new makeup wipey, nice and fresh. And I'm gonna go ahead and just wipe off any of this foundation that I have on my lips so that I can easily just put on color. Once you wipe off the makeup, I go ahead and just use a black, I think this is an eyebrow pencil, but I use it as a lip pencil. I start right here in the corner and I kind of like tighten my lip a bit, and I just pull it in down to the bottom, and I do go a little under where my real lip line is, but not too much. So for this look, I'm using a clean color Madly Matte lip gloss. It's black. So I'm gonna go ahead and just use this to fill in the rest of my lips. Alright, so now that I'm finishing up that liquid lipstick, I'm gonna try to focus a lot more right here in the center of my lower lip, because that's where I'm really gonna put the glitter. And I use the same glitter that I use on my eyelid. Just use my middle finger, pick it up, and just dab it in the middle. So now I'm gonna go ahead and actually darken my contours now. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the same colors that I used before. Now here, you really wanna go in and make sure that it's as nice as dark as you want it, because this is really just like, you're really darkening everything before you put your finishing touches on. Alright, so now once that the brown contour is set, I like to use this, it's an eyeshadow, it's purple, and I use this other brush, and I just get, you know, just a smidgen. Just focus the purple out in the edge and bring it downward so that it doesn't get too dark here, but it's like, it's all focused here, blending downward. Alright, so now that the contours are darkened, I'm going to go ahead and lighten the highlights again. So I'm going to go ahead and use, this is Super White from Ben Nye that I poured into this airspun container. And go ahead and just press it lightly into the cheek. So I just like to do the white here on my cheek and on my forehead. And then I bring it down right here down toward the end of my nose. So I'm just going to use the same little white concealer and just get a tiny smidgen at the end of it. And right here at the very end of where I want my nose to end, I'm just going to add, you know, just white, just a dot, and just blend it out in a little bit of a circle. And then I'm going to go ahead and get the Super White and just put it right there at the end. And then I go back with my Honey Beige and go right under this contour that I just did. So now that that's all done, I'm gonna go ahead and actually put on my eyelashes. So I'm just using this really cheap mascara from e.l.f. There might be just a bit of powder on your eyelashes from, you know, all the powder that you've been using or glitter. So this is just gonna kind of like cover that right up. So what I use and what a lot of queens use is actually this like weave glue. And what I do is just get any old brush that I've used, and I'm just gonna dip my brush into the bottle itself, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get that lash, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just dab that wet glue right at the very ends of it. And you can just blow it to kind of start drying it a bit, because you want it to get a little bit tacky. Now what I'm going to do, because I have so much eyeliner, you don't need to put it right on my actual eyelash line. So what I like to do is I like to put the inner corner right near my lash line, but then pull the outer corner up toward the top so that it points upward, so that when I put it on and then look toward it, it's going up instead of, you don't want it to sag. You want your eyelashes to go up and out. And then of course you can just get your e.l.f. mascara and go ahead and put it on your real lashes to kind of blend in, just in case any hairs can connect to it, and to make it look like it's just one seamless eyelash. Now before I proceed and put on the bottom lashes, I'm actually going to go ahead and use the same sharp brush with the same black that I've been using, and just go ahead and just blend it just out a little bit. Just focus it right here in the corner and then pull it out. And then just same trick, I just go ahead and I'm just gonna pull this out. These aren't stacked like my top lashes, it's just literally one lash. So I go the one where it's longer on one end, that's gonna be on the outside, and just dab it right into that. And I like to put it just right here, just under at the very bottom of the eyeliner. Just make sure that, you know, you fill in any spaces that might need filling in with whatever eyeliner you're using, so it's nice and dark where you want it to be. So once the lashes are put on, I'm gonna go ahead and just dust off all of this excess powder. And then you can go ahead and you can darken any contours that you feel need to be darkened, any eyeshadow that you feel needs to be darkened. Just go ahead and do your finishing touches. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do that right real quick before I go ahead and add the quick glitter highlight and then finish up with the wig. Alright, so now that my contours and my highlights are set up again, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a different J-Cat glitter. So this one is still gold, but it's not as dark as the other one I have. So I'm going to go ahead and start up here at the top and just bring it downward toward the apple of my cheek. So I don't actually use like a highlight powder. I like to use actual glitter because I think it pops a bit more. And I'm also going to do around the temples, just a smidgen. Alright, so now that my glitter highlight is set where I want it, I'm going to go ahead and pop in my contacts, my wig, and the costume, and I'll be right back with the finished look. And that's the finished look. I really like the way these yellow contacts look with the entire look. It's just gold on gold on gold with a little bit of black. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I'm going to be doing my very best to upload as many videos as I can. So if you like what you see and you want to see more, please make sure you subscribe to my channel, comment, leave a like, and if you'd like to follow me, I am on Instagram at Miss Gia Ferrari, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!